Beloved children of the eternal source, I, Gabriel, the herald of illumination and divine communication, come to you at this turning of the ages to speak of the power of your voice, not merely the sound carried by air, but the resonance of your inner truth. Each soul carries a note, a vibration unique in all of existence, and when it is expressed in its pure form, it joins the great harmony of creation. The time has come for you to discover and reclaim that note within yourself, to speak and live in alignment with your authentic essence. For long cycles, many have hidden their true voices beneath layers of fear, conformity, and the need for approval. In the early stages of the soul's journey through material realms, this silence served as a shield, a way to survive amid forces that did not yet honor the individuality of the spirit. Yet now you stand at a threshold where the concealment of your truth no longer protects you, it diminishes you. The soul cannot flourish while masked, nor can the collective of humanity awaken to its higher potential if the song of each individual remains unsung. The voice I speak of is not limited to words. It is the energy of your authentic self that expresses through thought, action, choice, and presence. It is the unique perspective through which you perceive the world, the wisdom distilled from your experiences across lifetimes, the spark of the infinite that you carry in your heart. Some will express this voice through speech or writing, some through music, painting, teaching, caregiving, inventing, or quiet acts of kindness. However it flows, it must be allowed to flow freely if you are to live as the being you were created to be. You may have been taught to believe that your voice is small, that it does not matter, that the world's great movements are shaped by others. This is one of the oldest illusions. The universe itself is composed of vibrations, every wave of authentic expression ripples outward and influences the whole. When even one person speaks or acts from genuine alignment with truth, the field of collective consciousness shifts. It is not always dramatic or immediately visible, yet it is real and powerful. The song of one clear tone can bring harmony to a chorus that has been discordant. To reclaim your voice requires both courage and gentleness. Courage, because you will likely encounter inner resistance, the echoes of past criticism or rejection, the habits of self-doubt, the caution learned in a world that has not always welcomed difference. Gentleness, because your authentic voice is tender, like a seedling emerging after long winter. It grows best when met with patient care, with curiosity rather than harsh demand. You do not need to force it, you need to listen. Listening to your inner voice is a practice. It begins with stillness, stepping away from the noise of constant opinion and distraction, creating moments of quiet in which you can feel what is true beneath the layers of expectation. The inner voice often speaks softly, in subtle impressions, in intuitions, in the sense of rightness or dissonance that accompanies a choice. If you dismiss these impressions in favor of external approval, you silence the guidance of your soul. If you honor them, you strengthen your connection to the source of authentic expression. Many fear that if they reveal their true thoughts, feelings, or visions, they will be misunderstood or rejected. Such fear is natural in a world that has often confused conformity with belonging. Yet consider that the great movements of progress in human history have always begun with individuals who dared to voice a new truth. They were not always welcomed at first, but the resonance of authenticity eventually pierced through resistance and inspired others to awaken. Your voice need not be grand or revolutionary, it need only be sincere. Even a small act of truthful expression creates a path for others to follow. Authentic expression is not licensed to wound or to impose upon others. It is an offering of your genuine insight and feeling, presented with respect for the freedom of others to receive or decline. True voice does not demand agreement, it seeks understanding. It does not arise from the desire to dominate but from the desire to share. When you express from the heart, you invite dialogue rather than conflict, communion rather than division. Consider the power of silence as well. There is a silence born of suppression, heavy and stifling, and there is a silence born of presence, spacious and receptive. Authentic expression includes both speech and silence, knowing when to share and when to listen. The voice of inner truth is strengthened by attentive listening to your own heart, to the needs of the moment, to the voices of others. Dialogue is a dance between speaking and listening, and in that dance, understanding deepens. The awakening of authentic voice is also a collective journey. As more individuals choose to speak and live from their truth, societies begin to shift. Institutions built on concealment and manipulation cannot endure in the light of widespread honesty. Cultures that once punished difference begin to value diversity of expression. Communication becomes less about performance and more about genuine exchange. You are living in a time when such transformation is underway, though its surface manifestations may still appear chaotic. In the midst of this change, remember that your authentic voice is anchored not in external trends but in the eternal essence of your being. Fashions of opinion will come and go, but the core of your truth remains. To stay connected with it, cultivate inner practices, meditation, journaling, contemplation, or time in nature that keep you in dialogue with your own soul. These practices are not retreats from the world but foundations for your participation in it with clarity and integrity. For some, the challenge in expressing their voice lies in unhealed memories of being silenced by family, by peers, by authority figures, or by circumstances that punished openness. Healing these memories is part of the path. You do not need to relieve the wounds in detail, you need to acknowledge them and allow the light of awareness to transform them. Forgive yourself for the times you hid your voice, forgive others for the times they could not hear you. Such forgiveness does not condone harm but releases the hold of the past so that you may move forward. As you recover and express your voice, you will inspire others to do the same. This is the ripple effect of authenticity. One person's courage awakens another's, and a network of awakened voices emerges. These voices need not all agree, in fact, their diversity is part of the harmony of the whole. Authenticity does not require uniformity, it requires sincerity. A choir sings not in unison but in harmony, each voice distinct yet attuned to the others. Humanity's awakening is like the forming of a great choir in which every soul's unique tone contributes to the music of the whole. I encourage you to bring your voice not only to the grand arenas of public discourse but also to the intimate spaces of daily life. Speak your truth in your relationships with kindness and clarity. Express your genuine appreciation and your honest needs. Allow your creativity to flow in small gestures as well as in larger works. The authenticity you practice in small moments strengthens your capacity to express it when the stakes feel higher. In times of confusion, when you are unsure what your authentic voice is saying, return to the stillness of your heart. Breathe gently and ask yourself, what is true for me in this moment? What feels aligned with love, integrity, and my deeper purpose? The answer may not come as words, it may come as a sense of calm, as a subtle warmth in your chest, as a quiet knowing. Trust these signs. They are the language of your inner guidance. The dawn of authentic expression is not a distant dream, it is unfolding now. Across the planet, individuals and communities are rising to speak truths long hidden, to tell stories once suppressed, to offer perspectives once dismissed. This flowering of voices is part of the collective awakening to a higher level of consciousness. It can be messy, as all birthings are, yet it is a sign of vitality. The more each person roots their expression in the clarity of their inner truth, the more constructive and harmonious the global dialogue will become. I leave you with a simple practice to nurture your voice of inner truth. Each morning, before engaging with the demands of the day, sit quietly and place a hand over your heart. Breathe slowly and invite the presence of your soul to be felt. Then ask inwardly, what note of truth do I bring into the world today? Do not force an answer. Simply wait with open attention. Perhaps a word, an image, or a feeling will arise. Carry that impression with you and let it inform your words, your gestures, your choices. In this way, you weave authenticity into the fabric of your daily life. Beloved ones, the universe rejoices when you speak with the voice of your soul. It is through your authentic expression that the infinite explores and celebrates its own diversity. When you align your outer life with your inner truth, you become a beacon of clarity and a catalyst for harmony. I, Gabriel, stand with you as a companion and guide in this unfolding. May your voice be freed from fear, may your words carry the light of understanding, and may your presence help to awaken the dawn of authentic expression in our world.